Aren't we lucky that we already live in an existence where women are already successful, already paving the way, and already showing us what we are capable of? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you guys are new, my name's Alice Bradley and I like to talk about motivational things. I like to talk about career, bossing up, and being the best version of yourself that you can be. Now today's video is all about those different elements that make up someone's successful business, and I'm going to unpick some of the mindsets and some of the habits that these women have taken part in doing in order to be successful. And I think with you knowing those things as well, you can then apply it to your business, your brand, and you. And that's what today's video is all about: habits that have made women successful. So I'm a bit of a self-help book lover. I love to read. I love to nurture my brain with non-fiction books that are super in-depth about how someone has come to be successful. Usually there's a sob story at the beginning, how they've turned their life from rags to riches, and often there is a really key theme that works throughout most of these books, and that is that every idea has the potential to be something successful. So if I was to then apply this to advice to give to you, I would definitely say make sure you write down every single idea you have possible. Sometimes we have these train of thoughts and these ideas that run through our minds, and they can be so easily forgotten. If we take the time to nurture them, keep them in a notebook, keep them all in the same place, chances are things will start cropping up more and more. You might find you have the same idea 3 or 4 times, or an adapted version of that same idea. So it's really important that you don't throw away anything that you think of that might be beneficial either to your business or a future venture. Now, with these amazing self-help books comes a lot of advice, and a big one that I've seen cropping up a lot of the time is resourcefulness. This idea that the ideas, inspiration, answers to our problems are all within our reach, and they really are, because we're living in the 21st century. We have access to Google, we have access to the internet, and an endless amount of information that we can digest all at the touch of a button. So it really goes to show that if we're resourceful enough, we can answer all our problems, often without even having to troubleshoot or outsource the issue. So if you are one of those people that wants to take the initial step and either set up your business or pursue yourself as a brand, then I highly recommend that you just start looking. Be resourceful, look at who you have as connections, look at what you already know and what you can find online, on the internet, within books. There is so much out there, and I think often we're blinded by the idea that things are somewhat out of our comfort zone, or maybe out of our realm of knowledge. So by just taking the time to actually just do the research and a little bit of work online, you can find the answers to a lot of your problems. Now, the successful people I know out there do this one thing, and it's so simple yet so effective. It's holding yourself accountable. Now, it's easier said than done when it's super easy to procrastinate, put things off in fear of what could happen, in fear of success, and also in fear of failure. But the key thing here is that we have to do things for ourselves. We have to be driven and motivated and consistent in order to see results. So if you're sat here thinking, okay, well, I've tuned into this video, I know I want to be a successful business person, I want to be a successful woman in business, then you're already holding yourself accountable. So you have to really get used to short-term discomfort in order to see change. There is no way you can see change without a little bit of uncomfortable movement and just finding your feet, pushing your boundaries, seeing what you can achieve yourself, but also looking and outsourcing anything else. There is no point starting something if you cannot be accountable. If you cannot rely on your own self to motivate and see yourself become successful, then nobody else can do that for you. It is within yourself, and that is the only way you will be able to succeed. Now, the next one is a bit of a weird one, but it does work, and that is to be the ultimate optimist. And by being the ultimate optimist, I mean looking at the positives in almost everything. Now, I know in business that can be quite hard and we tend to see things in a bit of a negative way, but this is just going to shift your mindset and make you feel so much more positive about what it is you can achieve and just how much you can do with yourself. Now, that risk that you're too afraid to take could actually change your life. So if you look at something in a much more positive outlook, look at it from the perspective that it really could have the power to shift things and shift your entire life, then that is when you'll see just how far you can go with your vision, your dreams, your business. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you can apply this to all areas of your life. If you're still in higher education or even at school, this can be applied to your life. It's all about being optimistic and positive and just having a bit more of a positive spin on things. You will feel so much better about what you can do and what you can achieve. Now, one thing that I've really noticed from a lot of these self-help books is this idea of competition. What competition is to you and how you actually use it to better yourself, change yourself, look inwardly at what it is that you're doing and how you would class success. Now, it's super important that you compete with yourself and yourself only. Comparing yourself to others is basically where things can get a little bit messy. It can be quite hard to analyze things from a careful perspective. And when I say careful perspective, I mean just looking at what it is you've done successfully or unsuccessfully, rather than looking at other people and being so focused on what it is that everybody else is doing that you completely miss the point. Miss the point about your business, miss the point about what your goals actually are, and maybe even your reasons for setting up a business or continuing with your ideas and products. Whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, you need to make sure that you check yourself and make sure your intentions are basically pure, in a sense. So when you start looking at how you can better yourself, better your monthly sales, better your audience demographic, then you will see the most difference and you'll feel more self-satisfied. It's about working on yourself for yourself, not for anybody else. So if you go into business with this intention of competing or trying to beat other people, often things can get a little bit negative and you end up completely missing the point. So if you focus inwardly on yourself and actually look at what it is that you're doing well and also what it is that you can do to improve yourself, your business, then you will start seeing success. I do agree to some extent that looking at what other people are doing is a great way to gauge whether you are pushing yourself, but I do think there is a way to do it, and it's not to completely focus on what other people are doing, how other people are doing things, because then you really do face the potential hurdles of trying to be like somebody else when that is not going to make you successful. What's going to make you successful is standing in your own lane, shining your own light and being authentically you. It's crazy how much staying in your own lane can really just pave the way for something entirely new. So don't see yourself as having to conform, fit into this mold and be this sole criteria of things in order to succeed. And that could be said for this entire video. It's just elements that make up a successful business person. Do these things and also pursue your own dreams, your own goals, and I promise you, you will see success forming. Now, you've probably heard this quote before, but I'm going to say it again. You don't pick the fruit the same day that you plant the seed. And it's so true. If you really want to see the efforts of your success, then you need to wait it out, keep watering your plants, keep tending to the leaves and the soil, and you will start to see success literally coming out of the ground and blooming into its own amazing flower. Now, the final point that I wanted to make to wrap up this video is that you can have your excuses or you can see results. Now, what I mean by this is that everybody has excuses, everybody has things that they can say, things that they can conjure up to stop them from actually starting to pursue their goals. Now, if we just all did this, think how much work we'd actually get done. Think about how many people would have successful businesses if they stopped worrying about the little things in their life and also the big things and just put them to the side. So if we all focused on just actually starting and being consistent rather than being perfect and dropping the excuses, then we can see change, we can see progress. So I really hope you guys have taken some of these points on board. Maybe they're things that you already do, but you just needed a little bit of a reminder. That's fine. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and if you have any suggestions, do leave them below. Until next time guys, stay sweet.